Hello, New York. Hello, good morning, and welcome to day 4 of my 4-day trip here in New York City. This is the last and final full day. I do have kind of like a half day tomorrow, but I won't be doing much, so I'm not going to film that day. So this is the last full day here in New York, and I'm going to kind of fly by the seat of my pants, starting with Central Park. I am headed to a picnic with some friends here in New York, so very excited. I actually went to dinner with one of these friends the other night, so she's bringing one of her friends along today, and we're going to have a little picnic in Central Park. So I'm very excited about that. I do have a comedy show at the Comedy Cellar booked for 8 o'clock this evening. That is pending. So let's see how the day unfolds, but that's all I have planned for today. Like, those are the 2 solid plans: picnic in Central Park, Comedy Cellar in the evening. So we'll see what happens in between then. But it's gonna be a fun day. I hope you've enjoyed joining along in the past 3 days. So let's get today started and finish off this trip with a bang. All right, and just so we stay true to the trend that we've established, here's my fit for the day. I am wearing this little cargo Zara skirt. It looks like a skirt from the front, but in the back you can see that it is shorts. So again, very practical, looking for practicality, comfortability here in New York. This is pretty much how I dress for the parks at Disney too, all the time. I like to look cute, but also be comfortable and functional at the same time. So this is from Zara. I have my little sunglasses hanging out here. This is a Target halter top. And this is a little Francesca's bag that has done wonders. It carries everything I need in here for the day. And I'm wearing my white New Balance shoes with crew socks because, again, gotta be comfortable, functional for the rest of the day. So that's my outfit for the day. Let's head out and have some fun in the park.
Alrighty guys, let's get day 4 done and dusted. I headed out to head to my first destination, which was to meet up with my friend Karina. We decided to grab food for our picnic at Parm, which is the sister restaurant to Carbone. Carbone is an Italian restaurant that started in New York, and they recently opened a more casual dining experience called Parm. Afterwards, we headed to Magnolia Bakery, which is another famous New York establishment. They have delicious desserts here. I got a lemon bar to go, and then we made our way to Central Park. And similar to previous days, it was a very hot one today, probably the hottest of all my days here in New York. But I could not pass up a picnic in Sheep's Meadow, which is Central Park's iconic picturesque area. The views from this spot are absolutely spectacular. This is pretty much the view you see in every New York video, so it's definitely the spot to be if you go to Central Park. After our meal, we laid out on the picnic blanket and took in all the sights, and people watched for a bit. Everybody was pretty much at the perimeter of Sheep's Meadow, seeking refuge under the trees because it was so hot this day, but we enjoyed our time nonetheless, and then finally decided to head out and then parted ways. Before heading back to my hotel, I decided to go back to Magnolia Bakery because I could not leave New York without having some banana pudding from here. This is some of the best banana pudding I have ever had, and I've also heard that if you are not a fan of banana pudding, you will still really enjoy this. Once my craving was satisfied, I found my way to the nearest subway station to make my journey back to my hotel. I was definitely overheated, very underhydrated, and ready for a good shower and nap session. All in all, it was a wonderful and fulfilling morning and afternoon with some friends and new friends, but definitely ready to wind down in the hotel.
All right, I'm back from my picnic in Central Park. It was a hot one for sure, but a very lovely time with some friends. I met up with Karina. I had dinner with her the other night, and she brought along one of her friends that she met here in New York. And we were all previously married and now divorced. So we had a lot in common, a lot to talk about. We're all on very different timelines of our, post-marriage journey. Karina is 1 year out, her friend is about 4 years out, and I am the freshest with like about 4 months out of marriage and post-divorce. So we had a lot to share and a lot of stories to recount to each other, and we were all kind of just relating and trying to understand this new dating scene that we've been thrown into, because all of us are new to online dating, or not online dating, I guess the dating apps. Dating apps did not exist before all of us got married, so it's very different. And like the dating culture is just so different since before all of us got married, so we're all getting used to this very casual, nonchalant dating that seems to be happening nowadays. Something that we all noticed is that commitment is really not on the table for anybody these days. Everybody wants to be free and open and be able to come and go as they please, which is pretty frustrating. But honestly, I don't think I'm ready for a committed relationship. I think I'm used to the security and safety and comfort of a committed relationship. But I also feel like it's a lot of responsibility, and I'm not ready to answer to a man, so to say. I'm so fresh out of my divorce that I still need the freedom to process and explore myself, find myself. But it is also hard to like date people and then meet somebody that you really like, but then not have the security that you two are exclusive. And I guess, the sense of comfort in knowing that that person isn't pursuing other connections or relationships. So I feel like all of us are kind of dealing with similar situations in that we are not ready to settle down just yet, but we are ready for the security of knowing that a person we really, really like and enjoy spending time with and see some potential in would, kind of commit to the exclusivity of that relationship in a sense. So that's hard to find these days, apparently. And I know I'm going off on a tangent because this is a travel vlog, but I'm just sharing some of the things we discussed during our picnic today. And I came back to my hotel kind of feeling a little down. I'm just a little down because of that conversation. It makes me think of my current situation and, finding a person that I really like and enjoy, but also dealing with all those emotions and conflicts of interest, so to say. But yeah, I go on a tangent again. But anyways, I think what I'm going to do for now is take a shower. I'm sweaty, sticky, get in my PJs, take a nap, and recharge for tonight. I have a comedy show booked at 8 p.m. I didn't put any money down for the comedy show, so if I don't end up going, then I'm not losing anything. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of in my feelings right now. Not so much in my feelings that I could cry, but very contemplative. There's just like a little twinge, a little tingle of sadness right here in my heart. That I could probably just sleep off. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to take a shower, get cozy under the covers, and try to sleep off this little tingle of sadness that all of a sudden came over me. So yeah, as you can see, this healing journey is not linear. And now I said I wasn't going to cry. I said I wasn't so sad that I would cry, but obviously I am a little sad. So, yeah, it's just a lot to process, And it's just disheartening. It is kind of hurtful when you really like someone and it's not reciprocated. So yeah, dating is hard. And especially after divorce, you're still dealing with all of these emotions and things. It's a lot of processing. So yeah. I guess just showing you the real, just showing you what's going on. So yeah, ready to be home, honestly. This was fun. So fun. But I'm ready to, be home. So we'll see what the day brings, but let's get some sleep. Let's take a nap. Maybe I'm just overtired, okay? Maybe I'm like a baby. I just need a nap. Good night. I'll see you when I wake up.
After de-stressing with a long hot shower, I picked up my book and read a bit before falling asleep with heavy eyes and then waking up pretty late in the evening.
Hello and good evening. I am up from my nap. It is about to be 8 o'clock. I know. I showered right after I closed out with you guys and got into my PJs. Still in my PJs. I did just do my hair and makeup again after my nap. And I am very hungry. I have some leftover food from our picnic today that I'm going to eat before I head out. I don't have any plans, really. I'm not going to make the comedy show. It was at 8 o'clock, so definitely not going to make that. But like I said before, I didn't put any money down, so I'm not losing anything. There was like a 2-drink minimum, and I think that's how they make their money for those shows. But I was also not looking forward to ordering 2 drinks and drinking them all on my own, because I remember the last time we went, those drinks were so strong. Like, I was down for the count after 1 drink, and then we had to order fries so I could sober up a bit. And then the second drink, yeah, I think I drank half that drink, and then my ex had to drink the rest of my drink because it was so strong. And I'm by myself, so 2 drinks down I don't think would have been okay for me, especially having to find transportation after the fact. So it didn't really feel like a safe situation for me to begin with. I could have maybe just ordered 2 drinks and then just not drank them, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I realized that I didn't even go over like what we did at the picnic or leading up to the picnic, because I was in my feelings and I decided to share how I was feeling at the time. But for our picnic, we actually picked up some food at Parm. Parm is the sister restaurant to Carbone. Carbone is an Italian restaurant that originated here in New York and has now branched out into other cities. I think they have one in Dallas and Miami. We lived in Miami previously, so we were able to eat there twice, actually. It was so delicious. I would go back again and again and again if I could, but it is a little bit on the pricier side, so it's more of a special occasion kind of dinner. And we picked up some Parm. Parm is like the quick service version of Carbone, so it's you can dine in or you can take it to go. They also have like a little bar area there. It was really cool. And then we crossed the street and went to Magnolia Bakery. Magnolia Bakery is actually a bakery that originated here in New York as well. I'm not sure if they've expanded outside of New York. I'm not too familiar with that company, but I know they're really popular for their banana pudding here in New York. So I picked up a lemon bar because the banana pudding requires to be refrigerated, and I knew that we were going to be in the hot sun, and I didn't want my banana pudding to get all warm and soft. So I got a lemon bar instead, but I did end up going back after our picnic by myself to get some banana pudding. So I got some banana pudding and this lemonade that I still haven't finished, but I'm going to drink that in accompaniment with my leftover Parm. I ordered a meatball sub. So this is what it looks like. So I only ate half in Central Park for the picnic, but this is the other half. It has like one large meatball, marinara sauce, and then it has like this cheese that is melted on top. I don't have a microwave, so I'm gonna have to eat it cold, but let's see if it still tastes delicious. So let's take a bite for you. Oh! Still very good. All right, so the plan for the rest of the night is finish up this sub for dinner and then head out, see where my feet take me, and look for some dessert. I don't really know where I want to have dessert particularly. I have been craving boba tea. I had a boba tea the other day in Chelsea Market. That was absolutely divine. It was a chai Thai. It was a Thai chai boba tea. So it was like a hybrid of chai tea and Thai tea, which are my two favorite teas, mixed together with tapioca balls. Chef's kiss. Delicioso. So I'm really craving another boba tea. I could always do Venchi gelato for dessert. Magnolia Bakery is also open. I know Venchi and Magnolia on Columbus Street are open until midnight. So everything is open late, so I know I'm not going to miss out on anything good. Obviously, Times Square is open super late. Everything there is open. Speaking of, I am staying in Times Square, so I've passed through Times Square to get in and out of my hotel, but I haven't actually walked the entire strip. It's actually not my favorite thing to do because it's so hectic and busy, but maybe I'll do it for the plot. I'll do it for the plot of this video. So I'll probably just walk the strip just to say that I did it. So I don't know. We'll just see where my little feet take me, and I'll take you along for the ride. So let me finish up my dinner, get some street clothes on, and then head out for the night and see where we end up. All right, I am in my street clothes, ready to explore. I am honestly ready to just be home. I would much rather just stay in for the night and read a book and go to bed early, but I'm gonna do it for the plot. I'm gonna go out. I know this day wasn't the most eventful, but it's still not over. Let's see what we get into. Here's my little outfit for the evening. I have a little purple halter top. This is the exact same halter top I had on this morning, except it's purple. And then I have a white Zara skirt on. Let me take you to the mirror so you can see better. All right, so I have my purple halter top on from Target, my white little skirt from Zara. I want this skirt in every color. It's so cute and functional. It has a full wraparound skirt, but there's shorts underneath. And then I have my white New Balance shoes that have done wonders for my trip. White crew socks, and that is the full fit. Ooh, I can never keep my balance when I try and pose like this. So we're gonna go out, we're gonna explore, we're gonna walk around, we're gonna see what we get into. So let's do it. Adios. Out we go, out the door. Bye, bye, bye.
Obviously, fully recharged after my extended nap time, I headed out to venture to my next destination. But along the way, I had to take in all of the Times Square views for maybe my last time, but I definitely made sure to soak it all up, not knowing that maybe I would be back after my next journey. I ended up deciding on going to Hudson Yards, which is where the vessel is. I decided on this location because it is a wealthier area, so in my mind, it's a little safer, and my theory ended up being pretty correct. Even though it was super empty, the metro metro ride over felt pretty safe. And I say that even though I was approached by a male asking for my name and trying to strike up some conversation, but I cut him off pretty quickly and headed on my merry way. As you exit the metro train, you are graced with skyscrapers galore and, of course, the vessel in all of its glory. It is always such a showstopper. I like it during Christmas time because it's wrapped with Christmas lights, so it's even more magical. On the side of the vessel, there was this viewing area with a large screen. At first, I thought it was like a fun movie night, but they were just playing baseball, which was a little disappointing to me. Then I made my way into the shops at Hudson Yards. I knew that there was a little Spanish market in here, and I wanted to grab some dessert there.
Alrighty, so we made it to Hudson Yards. I decided to come to the vessel area and come to the shops here to go to a little place or a little market called Little Spain. So it's a little food hall with a lot of Spanish influence food booths. So I was thinking maybe I could find some Spanish influenced dessert there. So let's head on down and see if it's even open. I see people coming up from out of it, so I think it's open still. Let's see what's available and what makes my sweet tooth, I don't know, quiver. So let's go see what they have available there.
I made my way down to the Mercado Little Spain to see what I could find to eat for dessert. It was pretty late, so I was surprised that it was even open at this time. But we are in New York after all. It's the city that never sleeps, but apparently some things do close a little early, like this bakery, which I had really high hopes for, but unfortunately I had to settle for churros instead. Unfortunately, these were not the best churros I've had. They were a little dry, but it was closing time, so they were probably sitting under a heat lamp for quite some time, but thankfully the chocolate sauce was delicious and made up for it a bit. Afterwards, I headed out to the High Line here in the Hudson Yards. This is a beautiful location to walk on because you are surrounded by these magnificent skyscrapers. I can't believe some people actually live here. It is so beautiful. I can't imagine waking up to this view every single morning. I absolutely love the High Line, especially the Chelsea area, and I really love how they have extended it, and I'm not sure if they're continuing to extend it, but it's definitely a really nice place to take a walk, relax, and take in all the views. After exploring quite a bit and just standing in awe of everything around me, I found a really nice bench with a beautiful view behind me so I could finish eating my churros and just kind of relax, contemplate on my time here in New York, and it was a very scenic and relaxing ending to my trip.
Hello. So I am back from the little Spanish market. I am still in Hudson Yards, but I forgot as I was exiting that there is the High Line. They recently built more of the High Line out in this area. So this is like, I believe it's the newest part of the High Line. They continue to extend the High Line, and now it goes through Hudson Yards and the vessel area. So here I am. I found a nice little bench with a beautiful skyline in the background. It is so nice outside. There is such a great breeze, and there's quite a few people out just walking the High Line, enjoying the sights and taking in the breeze. There's quite a lot of activity. They had a large seating area in front of the vessel, and they were playing baseball. I got excited for a second and thought they were playing like a cool movie or something. I was gonna grab my dessert and head out there and watch the movie, but it was just baseball, which was a little disappointing. I'm gonna head back in that area before I leave, and maybe they're playing something better on my way out. I highly doubt it, but we'll check it out and see what they're playing. But for now, I think I'm just going to sit, relax, enjoy my last night here. This is a perfect setting to just relax and reflect. I still have to head to my hotel, which is in Times Square, so I am going to keep my promise. I'm going to walk the strip for you guys. I want to head out before 10. It is already like 9, almost 9:40. I just don't think the subways are super safe past 10 o'clock. That's just my assumption. I don't know. If you're a real New Yorker, maybe you know better. But as a single tiny woman, I don't think it's too safe for me out here. Actually, as I was boarding, or as I was waiting for the train to Hudson Yards, a guy approached me and was like, "Hi, my name is," I forgot his name, but as soon as he approached me, I like took 2 steps back and was like, "I don't want to talk to you." He was like, "My name is blah blah blah," and I was like, "Hi." And he was like, "What's your name?" And I said, "I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to you right now." And I just turned around and like crossed my arms, and he walked away. But I don't know, it's just so scary being alone as a single woman. I don't know if he was genuinely just trying to pick me up, but like at the subway, really, yeah, it's kind of scary. So thankfully there was a lot of people around, and they all kind of gave him the eye, and it's kind of like one of those unspoken things that everybody's looking out for each other. So thankfully he did walk away. I think he boarded the train with me, but he went to like the very end of the train. Yeah, but I've already had another experience that I really don't want to talk about, but that's just another one of the experiences that happened during this trip. But yeah, so gonna try and board the train before 10 and be in my hotel room before midnight. So gonna take about 10 more minutes here to myself and then head back to my hotel for the night, and then we'll wrap up there, okay? So see you then.
So I took in all the views here in Hudson Yards one last time. I made sure to really take in the sights of the vessel. This is such a magnificent installation here in Hudson Yards. I remember at one point you could actually buy tickets to walk on it. I'm not too sure if they're still doing that, but I definitely have not seen people on it for quite some time. They were still playing baseball, unfortunately, so I decided to head out, say goodbye one last time, and then start my journey back to my hotel. But first, I had to fulfill my last and final promise of walking the strip in Times Square. So I made my way to the center of Times Square, where all of the hustle and bustle mostly happens. Of course, I had to take it in on my way there. Times Square is pretty extensive, and there are so many things to look at. It's pretty overstimulating if you've never been here before, but I've been here several times, so it wasn't that overwhelming, but it's still not one of my most favorite things to do while I'm here in New York, just because it's super touristy and there are lots of chain restaurants and stores, so it's not super unique to New York. I guess Times Square in general is iconic and a must-do. If it's your first time here, definitely come by and take in all of these sights, because it's something you can't really see anywhere else in the US. So here I am taking one for the team. I hope you enjoy this little walk through. I definitely really appreciate the fact that I ended up doing this, because what better way to end a trip to New York than being in Times Square? It was also really fun to just listen in on people's comments and conversations, and you could tell who was here for the first time and just in pure amazement of what they were seeing around them. So I just love experiencing things through other people's eyes. It's really eye-opening, and it really helps me appreciate, just the little moments in life. So I took it all in, headed back to my hotel. I made a stop at the convenience store, got some refreshments, some treats, and then plopped myself on the bed for a little recap.
All right, we are back from a little evening excursion. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I honestly just winged it. I exited the hotel and I thought, where have I not been that is not too scary to be alone at night? And I thought, Hudson Yards. Hudson Yards. It's a wealthier area, safer. I thought, you know what, it'll be safe to be there on my own in the dead of night. And I haven't seen the vessel this trip. I mean, I've seen it several times before. It wasn't lit up this time, but I think that's only during Christmas time where they have like Christmas lights like spiraling around the vessel, which looks really nice. So I don't know why I was expecting to see that this time, but obviously it's not Christmas. So it was still beautiful, shining in all of its glory. There was a lot going on there, as I mentioned before. So after I left the vessel, I headed to Times Square, which is the area I'm staying in. So very convenient. And I walked a little bit of the strip for you guys. I went to like the center square area of Times Square where they have that like large seating area. That's like the main hub that you see in like all the movies and whatnot. And that's where all the action is at. So that was actually pretty cool. I'm glad that I did it, not only for you guys, but for myself. It was really cool being in the hustle and bustle of everything. And it wasn't as crazy as I thought it was going to be. I guess maybe I already know what to expect. I've been here several times, so it wasn't too daunting for me, so to say. But I headed back to the hotel after that, and I stopped by a convenience store because I am parched. I am parched, and I need a good little quencher. So I got some Gatorade Zero Glacier Cherry, my favorite flavor. I'm actually going to take a sip right now because I am so thirsty. So hold on just a second. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I needed that. I needed that. And I mentioned that I went to Little Spain, Mercado Little Spain, and it's all Spanish cuisine. And I got the churros with some chocolate sauce. The chocolate sauce was truly the highlight. The churros could have been a little fresher. I mean, they were about to close, so it looked like they were sitting like on a hot plate, like under like a heat lamp. They're not the best churros I've had, but they weren't like the worst either. The worst, in my opinion, are Disney World churros. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your coin on a Disney World churro. But if you're ever in California, do waste all your coin on Disneyland and DCA churros. That's where the churros are at. Okay, so the churros were not that great, but I did buy some sour bright octopus gummies that will satisfy my sweet tooth. So I'm gonna have some little gummies, drink all of my Gatorade to end the night. And that'll be the end of my day 4 here in New York. It's been an eventful 4 days. I think we usually spend like maybe 3 days in New York, so this is a lengthy New York trip for me. And I try and do as much as I can every day, so the exhaustion is high. I'm at my peak exhaustion right now. I haven't been getting enough sleep. I've been going to bed late, waking up semi-early. So I am tired. I'm ready to be home. I'm ready to be with all of my things and veg out, sleep in as late as possible, veg out on the couch one full day before I start to being a productive member of society again. But I guess maybe to end the trip, I should go over some of the highlights of my 4 days here. So going into this trip, I was extremely nervous. One of the biggest, I guess, anxieties was navigating New York on my own without somebody to rely on or help me navigate. I was worried that I was going to get lost in the streets. I was going to take the wrong train and it was going to ruin and derail my whole day. But none of that actually happened. Never once did I get lost. Never once did I take the wrong train. The biggest thing that happened to me today was getting off too early. I got off one stop too early. But that's like as far as like my debacles went as far as transportation and navigating New York. Now, I did have a few snafus here and there, like as far as getting punched in the arm the first day. I did have some weird encounters with men specifically throughout this trip. One that I mentioned in this video, and a few more that I have not mentioned and I will not mention. But yeah, I was safe. I ended the day safe, and there were a lot of lessons learned. So yeah, life is crazy, people are crazy, and that's what I've learned during this trip. And I am definitely taking these lessons on my next solo vacations and travels. But I, all in all, feel so accomplished, extremely accomplished, and so happy. Like, I am just so happy being able to do life on my own and not having somebody tell me what to do or how to do it or if I'm doing it right or wrong. I can make mistakes, I can learn from them, I can be silly, I can be goofy, I can just be who I want to be and who I am so freely. And that is the biggest reward that I feel that I was given post-divorce. And being able to travel and go to places on my own and do things that I actually enjoy and want to do are just so fulfilling. And that is something I was able to do this trip. I was able to do new things, visit new places, make new memories, and just live life the way that I want to live it. And I can't wait to continue doing that through travel and just living life daily in general. So I am so extremely grateful that you were able to join me during my first solo trip here in New York. I will be hopping on a cruise in a few days after I get home. So I'm going to work on getting these New York vlogs up as soon as possible so I can start, vlogging the cruise and getting those vlogs up soon after as well. So I really hope you join me for my future travels and all of my daily vlogging that I plan on continuing here on my channel. So happy, so grateful that you were able to join me, and I really hope to see you on the next one, guys. See you soon. Bye.